Hey guys, I am Charlie, and this is my friend
Heather.
And we drove 3 hours to go see the movie that we're going to be reviewing. We went to go see The Disappearance of Eleanor Rigby.
Not nearly as much about the Beatles as I would have liked, but
Well, you know, can't have it all.
but it had James McAvoy.
It did have James McAvoy and Jessica Chastain, who is
Meh.
amazing. She's amazing. So a little backstory on this movie. It was actually filmed in 2 parts. The first part was called The Disappearance of Eleanor Rigby, him, and the second part was The Disappearance of Eleanor Rigby, her. And once the Weinstein Company bought it from a film festival, they decided to cut it and mesh it into one movie, which is now in theaters, called The Disappearance of Eleanor Rigby, Them. When we were in the car, we decided that we were not going to tell each other what we thought about the movie, and we had about an hour and 45-minute drive where we could not talk about it at all.
In a confined space.
Yeah, it was not easy.
No.
I wanted to talk about it really bad. So,
Pretty rough.
here we go. We're going to say what we think about it right now. Ready? Drum roll.
Alright.
What'd you think about it, Heather?
I liked it, didn't love it.
I loved it. I really loved it. You want to describe the plot?
Well, I don't know how much we can really say without giving it away, really. 'Cause the big thing is kind of revealed throughout the whole
That is
movie.
true. The basic plot is James McAvoy and Jessica Chastain are a married couple, and they for some reason separate. And James McAvoy is still very, very much in love with Jessica Chastain's character, and Jessica Chastain disappears, hence the title, The Disappearance of
To
Eleanor
her parents'
Rigby.
house.
Yeah.
Really intriguing.
Spoiler alert. No, not really. So yeah, that's the basic premise of the movie. And the 2 parts, the first, one of them is told from his perspective and one is from her perspective. And like I said, this one is both meshed together, which I think they did pretty seamlessly.
You know, I kind of have to agree with Brian, who we also saw this movie with.
My boyfriend, who has not been in a video.
Yes. That, really hasn't been in a video?
He has not been in a video.
Go me. I get the video first. But, you know, he was saying that you could kind of tell that it was originally 2 separate pieces that were put together, and some of it is a little patchy, and it doesn't quite line up that seamlessly in my mind.
There was actually one part that I thought about that. It was when they were in the... This isn't really a spoiler. They were in a car driving, and their wiper blade breaks. And in the next part of it, they're just driving with their wipers. So I figured in one of the parts... I hope they're in one of the parts they showed him repairing the wiper blade. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I don't
That
know.
kind of bugged me a little bit.
There's a couple other parts that were very similar to that.
For the most part, I think it was pretty seamless. My dogs are going crazy right now.
They're always
Guys! Come here, Cha-Cha! Okay, now they're coming over. What did you think of the performances?
Well, James McAvoy was awesome, as usual.
James McAvoy, to me, was actually the highlight. I haven't been like I've always enjoyed his performance, but I've never been like a huge fan of his. And yeah, she loves him. And this one, he's fantastic, absolutely fantastic. I also really love Jessica Chastain, although I did prefer James McAvoy.
You know, I did like both of them. I thought they both did really, really good jobs. Especially at how subtle all the performances were.
Yes.
There
definitely.
weren't a lot of like big in-your-face, shouting, crying, emotional moments, but it was still a very emotional film.
It was very quiet and somber. Is that good describing?
Yes.
Like it was
Jet's
very...
trying to make the noises inspired.
Come here, Jet. Here. So he shuts up. And the entire movie has this real melancholy feel to it. Sorry guys, my phone ran out of data, so I had to delete stuff. So now I'm meshing these 2 videos together.
Seamlessly.
Seamlessly.
Supposedly. Like the film.
You know, so yeah, it had a very melancholy feel throughout the whole movie. And I agree, it was incredibly emotional. I didn't cry or anything. There wasn't any moments that were like, oh my god, I'm gonna cry. But
There was one for me.
was there? It made me feel like crap because I was in James McAvoy's position. Like, I saw my... Did you think about me while we were watching that movie when I was, like, batshit crazy? Like, 8 years ago? Because I did. It was insane.
Kind of.
Yeah, it was... Yeah, it was... I loved it. I really did. And I can't wait to see the 2 parts separately. Because I think that will make me love this one even more.
Yeah.
And appreciate it even more. Although, as it is, it's one of my favorite movies of the year. And another thing I want to talk about, Viola Davis and Bill Hader's supporting performances. I love Viola Davis in this one.
She was great.
Her
character was like one of my all-time favorites in it.
She was really good, really funny, and she was also really heartbreaking. And Bill Hader, who was just in the Skeleton Twins, which I just reviewed, and if you haven't watched that video, watch it. But he was great too, and I'm really liking and really starting to like him. And she just told me that he's in the Blacklist on NBC, which I had no idea, so now I have to watch that.
I don't think we're thinking of the same person, honey.
You said Bill Hader.
No, I said that guy.
Oh, I thought you meant Bill Hader.
No, I meant that other guy.
What other guy?
It's just another guy.
Oh.
And I feel bad because he's actually a really good actor and can't.
Oh, is he the one that you were like,
in
what's he from? Okay, I can't say what scene it was in because it's a spoiler. But the guy that's in the Blacklist.
It's a cameo.
I thought
In case you're wondering.
I thought she was talking about Bill Hader. Whatever.
The guy who plays Liz's husband, if you follow the Blacklist, he's in it.
Okay.
Very briefly.
There you go. So, what would you give the disappearance of Eleanor Rigby them?
Keeping in mind that I do really like James McAvoy.
And we both agree that we do want to see both parts.
Yes.
As they were intended to see.
I think I would give it a... And this is me being a little bit generous here. A B+.
A B+? That's good. That's really good.
I'm kind of harsh when it comes to movies, so...
She hated... I ran out of data again. So like I was saying, she's giving it a B+, and she hated Silver Linings Playbook. She's very, very harsh on movies. Well, I hated Moulin Rouge, so there you go.
You can bite me. But... But it's worth seeing. I think it touches on a lot of different social and psychological elements that a lot of movies, kind of beat a dead horse to death with. But in this movie, it's just like in casual mentions with like relationships with the parents and. I
really liked her relationship with her mother and his relationship with his father.
And it was again really subtle the way that they were phrasing things
it took me a long time to actually almost the whole car ride for me to realize what I actually wanted to give this movie. It was between 2 ratings, mainly because it wasn't exactly what I expected. I didn't expect the entire movie to be after she disappeared, and I didn't expect any of it to really play out the way that it played out just by watching the trailer. I didn't know much about it. I wanted to go in as without knowing as much as possible. So it took me a good 10-20 minutes to really get into it because I was just like, oh, I wasn't expecting this. But after I got into it, I really thought it was almost perfect. I really loved it. It was a very emotional experience for me. I almost would compare it to last year's Blue is the Warmest Color as far as emotionalness.
He's really just trying to sell Man Blue is the Warmest Color. A year later.
I'm going to make her watch it because she's going to love it. She loves lesbians.
She do.
She does.
Same.
What
did you think of the ending?
I thought the ending was perfect.
I hated the ending.
Really? You're not going to ruin it.
No.
I thought the ending was perfect. I thought it brought everything full circle. We're going to talk about this more. We didn't talk about the movie at all. So we
all we talked about was James McAvoy's ass. So really, that doesn't...
Accent, not his ass.
Well, I was talking about his ass.
I didn't hear his ass. I was talking about his ass. Well,
ass, accent,
whatever. Same thing. Sorry. So that being said, I am going to give the disappearance of Eleanor Rigby an A.
Just an A?
An A.